Day one of jury deliberations in Donald Trump's so-called hush money trial has ended with no verdict.
The jury met for about 4 hours before being sent home.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell is here now with more on what we know about the initial deliberations.
Well, it's interesting. You know, the jury did request some documents from the prosecution and defense. Those documents, testimony, and at this point, the defense and prosecution, they did stay later, those lawyers, in order to go through those transcripts. Meanwhile, former President Trump has continued to criticize the judge in this case as he awaits the verdict. Former President Donald Trump's fate is in the hands of 7 men and 5 women who deliberated for over 4 hours in a Manhattan courthouse Wednesday. At one point, the jury asked to see 4 transcripts, giving clues into what's being discussed. 3 of the transcripts requested are from David Pecker's testimony, who ran the National Enquirer and was the first witness to testify over a month ago.
The fact that the jury wants more information is a good thing. It doesn't mean that they're going to find him, former President Trump, guilty or acquit him. But what it does mean is that they're taking their job seriously.
The jury also asked for testimony from Donald Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, who prosecutors argued Trump ordered to pay adult film actress Stormy Daniels $130,000 in exchange for her silence about their alleged sexual encounter, then labeled it as a legal expense. In their closing arguments, the defense told jurors, "You cannot send someone to prison based upon the words of Michael Cohen." Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The prosecution has accused Trump of doing this to hide damaging information from voters ahead of the 2016 election. This is what the former president had to say at court Wednesday.
Mother Teresa could not beat those charges, but we'll see. We'll see how we do. It's a very unfair trial. It should have never happened.
More than half of the 12 jurors have advanced degrees, a highly educated jury consisting of a speech therapist, teacher, lawyers, and bankers. Judge Juan Merchan asking the jurors to treat a former president as another member of the community. Trump could face prison time if convicted, but would almost certainly appeal.
On each individual count, the jury must be unanimous in their decision to convict.
So even if just one of the 12 jurors decides Trump is innocent on all counts, there would be a hung jury, and the prosecution could retry the case, but it's unlikely that that would happen before the election. Trump has denied any sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels. Deliberations will continue tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel. And download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.